Time is a limited resource. Money is an unlimited resource. You can create money. The government prints money, right? We have to work for it to earn it. And when we invest it, it compounds through interest and growth. Welcome to Osage Financial. If you're a student, we hope you find the information in this episode very valuable to you. If you're a company looking for accountants, click the link below and we will be in touch with you as soon as possible. In today's episode, lead the field. I remember when I was younger and I used to play soccer. My favorite position was a striker. I could get past defenders, score a goal from pretty much almost any angle. As I grew up, I let go of the sport. However, I kept remembering one of the lessons that our coaches taught us. In whatever it is that you're doing, you must lead the field. I later found out someone else created that term, lead the field. It was a self-help guru. However, the term lead the field stuck with me. And it stuck with me in the sense that in anything it is that we may be doing with our lives, we must be the best at it. Statistically, you may not be the best. However, you must see yourself as the best at whatever it is that you're doing. Lead the field. Now, how does this apply to what we do at Osage? We're accountants. We help people start businesses. We help people grow businesses. We help people make their business more efficient. How does it apply to you? How does it apply to us? Well, I was having a conversation recently, and one of my buddies says, I'm thinking about getting a second job. And I told him, hey, man, look, I completely understand. The economy is tight. Everything is tough. Getting a second job may be a pretty decent option. It may be a really good decision for you to make at this point in time. You need to be able to balance taking care of your wife and kids and preserving some kind of future income for yourself. I told him this, though. If you will get a second job, what will you change financially? Because you could get a second job and remain in the same place. You could get a second job and increase your spending. You could get a second job and decide, man, I needed some nice wheels for my truck. And you put the wheels in your truck from the income from your second job. How about you look at it this way? Look at your second job as a business. Think about it like a business. Function like a business. Not everyone has the ability to own a business. However, everyone works in a business and functions in a business. Start thinking like a business owner on that second job. You have your income from that job. You have your cost of goods, which is your labor. You have your expenses, and you have your net profit. Start thinking of yourself like this second job is a business. As a matter of fact, make it a business. Create an LLC. I'll help you create an LLC. He thought about it for a little bit, kind of considered it. And I said, look, man, in anything that you must do, you must lead the field. At your home, you're the husband that leads your family. Of course, you listen to your wife. Of course, you consider your children's considerations, but you lead them. You lead them. Now you must lead the field in this endeavor that you're planning to do. You've already made the decision to get a second job. Now it's up to you to make that job the best possible so that you can get the results that you want out of it. When he thought about it some more, he told me I was right. And I told him I usually am. My business is advisory. I'm telling people what to do all the time, not because I know everything, because I've experienced a lot and because I've viewed a lot of different businesses. I've viewed a lot of different people. I've looked at a lot of different income statements that I can come to a conclusion that I can give you this advice that I'm giving you now. So remember, lead the field. Now, as I was talking to him about him not spending money on putting rims on his truck or spending frivolously, I told him that he must remember the law of large numbers. His money is going from point A to point B. Now, it's going to give him more opportunities in how he can spend his money. It's up to him now that if he must think like a business, he must think of how he can invest his money. Because over time, when he takes that money from his second job, pays himself, takes care of his wife's expenses, his family's expenses, and he has some profit left, that net income, he must invest that money so that that money can provide him future growth. Because how long will he be able to physically work 2 jobs? It may be limited because money is an unlimited resource. You could create money. The government prints money, right? We have to work for it to earn it. And when we invest it, it compounds through interest and growth. So his time is a limited resource. So he needs to make sure that he can manage the money that's coming from his work and invest it for future growth. Now, how does this apply to you? Same. If you're running a business and you have leftover net income, money in the bank available to you, invest that money, 1, into your business and 2, into future growth. You must lead the field in whatever it is that you're doing. I remember watching an episode and a gentleman mentioned that how often does an airplane pilot land the plane? And I thought that's a very simple question. 99.9%. He said no, 100% of the time. Because the moment a pilot fails a landing, it's catastrophic. The plane could either crash and burn, destroy the plane, it could injure, kill the passengers. You must lead the field like an airline pilot. You must land the plane 100% of the time. Not 99% of the time, not 99.9% of the time. He said, I'll take you a little bit further. How often, if you go skydiving, does the parachute open? And I said, well, now that I'm thinking about it, it should open 100% of the time. And he said, yes. And in that capacity, you should operate at 100% of the time. In the capacity of you leading the field, you must lead the field at 100% of the time. You must perform at your absolute best in all considerations. So if you have to get a second job, think about that second job like a business. You have your income that comes from you getting paid. You have your cost of goods, which is your labor. You must pay yourself. You have your expenses, which is what it takes for you to take care of your wife and kids. And then you must see a profit out of that job. And you must take that profit and invest it elsewhere so that you don't have to continue using your time, your labor. There's so many 60-hour weeks you could have, 100-hour weeks you could have before your body starts to feel it, before the kids start to miss you being at home, before everything else in your life starts to be replaced by the work that you're doing. However, if you're wise, like if you're planning of it like a business, you can prepare yourself and arrange yourself in a way that you can, 1, get the resource that you're looking for in that second job, and then 2, have the income from that job to create residual income down the road from your investments. If you do end up creating a business as an LLC, then you're talking a whole different ballgame where you're a business owner and now you're operating in a different frame. In any case, lead the field. You must be the best at whatever it is that you're doing. You must be like an airline pilot and land the plane 100% of the time. Thank you for watching this episode of Osage Financial. We hope you find the information in this episode valuable to you. Until next time.